lines are a means of creation for me. Like, it's infinite in terms of what I can do with my lines. And they have like different meanings depending on the context of what I'm working on. It was born out of necessity. I was commissioned to do a mural for a restaurant, and I had like several ideas. And funny enough, this current style that I work with was the quickest one I did. Did it in like 5 minutes, and the owner of the restaurant figured that, okay, this is what is going to work, and I've taken it on from there basically. It's hard to pinpoint the exact time, but the very first time someone said, I saw this wall and I knew it was you, I just figured that, okay, this is my identity and I have to like make it my own. To be honest, as far as personal work goes, I have like a general idea, right, for a particular piece, and then once I have like the central idea of what the piece is going to be about, as far as the lines goes, I don't necessarily have like a full picture of what the line is going to be like. I just go with the flow and I work with space. I majorly work with space when I'm drawing my lines. I like to figure out what particular line will fit into this space, and I just go with the flow basically. I'm working on a series currently. It has to do with growth. Growth happens from inside out, right? And the best illustrator of that for me would be the butterfly. So the butterfly is born from, is first an egg before it becomes a caterpillar. The application of the growth process of the butterfly can be universal in the sense that we all have everything that we would ever need at every point in time. It now depends on whether or not we are ready to look inside and take the necessary steps to grow and become our higher selves. So the title of the series is Growth, basically. And this is my imaginary butterfly. So most times I use my imaginations to to create references. Except maybe I'm doing stuff for like a brand, then I would then do like research on what the brand needs. But personal work, except I'm painting human figures, I like to express myself freely. So what actually inspired this series is myself. I've been painting and drawing for like as long as I can remember. From when I was a kid, I've always had the flair for like drawing. I remember very vividly how I started. It was from like preparatory classes when we would be given workbooks to trace out figures, and my sole aim then was to just make sure I don't go out of line. So I would like carefully trace out the line and make sure I get it right. So that was pretty much like my egg stages, right? I had everything I needed already from a
particularly young age, but I didn't know what I was capable of in terms of, my full capacity. So the spiral line indicates, like when you have to like curl into yourself and then make self-discovery, to like find meaning in life and all that stuff. When studying lines, and patterns, and what they mean is pretty much how the butterfly, becomes a cocoon and discovers itself. So I'm still learning. I don't think I'm flying yet. When I start flying, I believe the world would definitely know then. Yeah, I think we're done now. Our butterfly is ready to fly.
Working with clients can be hard. It can be easy depending on the person. But I try to see things from their perspective. And I'm very patient, because I meet all kinds of people and I cannot always try to impose what I want all the time. I try to like listen to them, reflect on their own ideas and what they want their brand to speak about. They agree most of the time. Like out of 100%, I would say maybe like 80%. I never really have to like completely redo a piece. We always reach a compromise at some point, as far as my art goes. Except one time where I had to like do a logo and then they were like, it's not straight. And I said, print this thing. They insisted that I painted it and I had to redo it. The only work hazard would be like safety in terms of like climbing ladders. I don't like scaffoldings. I'm not very good with heights, but I tried to like make it work. One time I fell from a ladder. It was like bad. It was getting late and then my mind was like, go home, you've done enough. And then I slipped on the ladder and the paint spilled on the wall. And then I just packed my things and I was like, yes, I'll call it a day. Yeah, I try to like use gas masks when I paint with spray paints. Depends on like the volume. If I'm doing like a small piece, I think I can handle it. But I try to like still, detox, have like fresh grains to like keep the system clean. Because it's too much is not good, even with gas masks, especially for spray paints. But I work most times with paint brushes and acrylics, and those are still like friendly in terms of inhaling and all that. All spray cans, as long as they're aerosol paints in the can, you need to protect yourself. My work doesn't permit me to be inspired before I work. I cannot tell a client I'm waiting to have a miracle drop in terms of ideas. I have to like send out ideas like, ASAP. Every day is fun for me. I like to enjoy myself, even if, I'm by myself reading a book, listening to music, but my favorite pastime would be hanging with my friends because we're fun to be around. So yeah, that's like my favorite pastime. But yeah, life is good and take each day as it comes. There's no rush. Yeah, I'm doing like more collaborative pieces pretty soon. I like to collaborate, but it doesn't just happen often.